Yes, today is June 23rd, 2024, and the last update I did in my garden here was May 27th. So I just wanted to do a June update on the tomato and pepper garden. Well, before I get to the tomatoes and peppers, I was germinating some watermelon seeds in these seedling trays here. So I got those germinated, and now I got rosemary in here. These are just for some reason I had tomato seeds in that starter mix. So these tomatoes popped up first, but now you can see this rosemary starting to pop up. So these well, anyways, the tomatoes are the watermelons are in here. I made a watermelon patch, and I popped some of those watermelons in here, and I only had like a two foot tall fence. So the squirrel was popping over the top of that 2 foot fence, and he was digging out these watermelons. So I lost half the watermelons, and I had to start put some other transplants in there. He must have had some acorns or something planted or buried in here, and he was trying to get at them, you know. So then I put a 3 foot high fence, and he hasn't bothered it since. But yeah, these are I have, let's see, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8 watermelons in there, and you know, I'm going to grow it out from the center out, and I'm going to have to open up this the fence area here, get out, you know, so that the vines come out farther. I've never grown watermelon before, but I'm watching all the YouTubers, and they got really good instructions on how to do it. You know how to prune them, and I'm putting my fish fertilizer on them, and they're taking off pretty good. So I had 8 watermelons going there, and then over here I planted two more watermelons, and I'm going to let those things grow, you know, out from here. I'm going to have, you know, growing on these wood chips here, and I don't know if I'll put like chicken wire fence on top to protect it from the animals or not, or I just let it grow. I don't know. Like I said, it's the first time I'm growing watermelons, but I just got sick and tired of the garbage they sell in the stores. Oh my gosh, man, stuff tastes terrible. So yeah, I was going to go into the garden here. Maybe you can take a look in here once, and you can see before you walk in. I'm just going to show you the rows. I had 4 rows in here. There's two rows of big boys. Then in the back there starts the large red cherry, and then comes up with large red cherry. So there's 15 large red cherry and 20 big boys. And then you know, I got Custrele and San Marzano and other tomatoes there. But I added this one here. This is a Wisconsin 55. So yeah, I just tacked one on here. I had an extra one, so I tacked this on. Boy, this thing is really setting out the fruit on here. I guess this is, you know, especially bred for the Midwest weather. But look at all these blossoms on here, and the fruit on there. You know, it's what a plant. What a plant. But yeah, so here's the big boys. Now they're getting the blossoms on there, and I don't know if I can see if there's any. Let me look and see if they got the tomatoes on here. On some of these there are, but they're. Now you can see they're starting to pop on some tomatoes on there down here. And I was going to show you something. Oh, wait, here you can see the tomatoes on here. Can you see that? Down here, here's some more tomatoes growing on there on the bottom. Here's another one here. But look, I was going to show you something here. Here, see this, how it's got this here? See how these tomatoes here are coming in off of this leaf, the sun leaf here, and now it's popping off tomatoes off that leaf. So, you know, I was sitting there pruning these things off last year, and now I'm kind of real hesitant about snapping off these leaves, because they actually produce blossoms for tomatoes on these big boys. So here it's coming off a leaf, and when you look up here, here's some more tomatoes, but it's coming off, this one here is coming off the stem, you know? So it's really tricky when with these big boys. I don't know, I've never seen any other tomato plant where you get blossoms off a leaf like that. Let me see if there's another one here. Yeah, here's another one. See this? So here's the leaf, and then you look further back, and it's popping tomatoes off of all the leaves that are coming off the stem, the main stem. You know, it's really it's tricky. It's really tricky. But I don't know if anybody else grows big boys, if they'd seen it or not. You know, here. Okay, so here's the leaf. See, here's the leaf, and then you go further back, and here's the tomatoes coming off that leaf. You know, and then you come further up. Here's some more tomatoes coming up, but this is off the stem. What a weird tomato plant. Really strange. Now you can see here, this is coming off a stem. You know, but yeah, they're producing. You know, these are you know, they're coming up pretty good. I fertilize them about once a week. I want to fertilize them more, but we had just day after day after day of rain. You know, tree snapping, rain, and thunderstorms. Here's so this is, I yanked that, I had there was one big boy here that it was kind of like the runt. So I yanked it. You know, I probably didn't have to. I wanted to stick in this German tomato. It's a Fremgens Rhineland Glory. I want to stick in this German plant because I have one here and then one in the other tomato garden, and I just wanted to, you know, get that little bit of variety, and I just wanted to get a taste of Germany. Yeah, so this is the Fremgens Rhineland Glory, and then this is at the end of the big boys here. So that's the first 2 rows. And then, you know, here's the large red cherries. You know, they're coming along pretty good, getting a lot of blossoms on them. You know, I let I do very little pruning on these. I let all these suckers go because you know, that's what you do with these. Oh, here, look at this thing fell. Oh, is that broken? No. I'm gonna have to tie that up. You got one heck of a rainstorm last night. And, you know, here, this is probably the biggest plant in the garden here right now. This I got the trellis going. You can see the trellis here. So this is 38 inches. Oh, wait, this is 30. Then this is 42. And then you can see that this red cherry here is just poking over the top of that 42-inch mark. So I don't know, a couple more days. The way these things are growing, it's, you know, a couple more days it's going to be 48, and then going up over the top of these poles, and it's going to be interesting. Here's the rest of the cherries. Wait, I'm going to take a step back here once. See that. So you got the cherries over here. up to that point. Cherries. These are, I'm really, I hack out these, a lot of these sun leaves out of here. You can see every day I hack those out, but I'm not, you know, as far as the suckers, I let those things go, you know. This is, it's going to be like a jungle in here with all those suckers, but I'm just going to, I let them go. Yeah, so this cherry up to here. This is the cherry, last cherry here. And then this is the Kustrale. You can see all the blossoms just getting on there. I haven't setting any fruit down there. I think it might be the first blossoms. This is the San Marzano. Starting to get some on there. And that's another San Marzano. You know, boy, never grew these things before. Or this either. Here's a black cherry. And it's getting up there. Rose to burn. You know. Oh, you can see it getting some fruit on there. But this, they all look pretty healthy, nice and dark green. You know, that fish fertilizer really helps. That's a rose to burn. Here you can see it's setting some tomato on there. You can see that. Kind of hard to see that screen. Okay, there we go. Yeah. You know, rose to burn. It's these two, and then this here's a delicious. But yeah, they're all really healthy. Thing I like to do with these plants is I want to make sure that I prune these things out. You know, get the base at the base of the plant, and then you know, kind of keep it off, keep all the plant from bunching up, because I want to keep airflow through there. You know, you don't want to. You know, I just don't want to make the plant to turn into a big mess, a big pile, big thick pile where you know, the sun doesn't get into the leaves. They're all just, it's a big opportunity for disease, and, you know. But yeah, when I see stuff like this here, I'm gonna run. Now this here is gonna be, man, this thing's just growing fast. You know, this will be running up the pole here. But yeah, when they get close together, I kind of snip off the end of the leaves here, and you know, just to keep it from getting too bunched up. So yeah, that's what the main tomato garden here is looking like. You know, and well, here's the peppers. They're setting pretty good fruit. These are the Jimmy Nardellos on the left side here. If you can zoom in on that, you can see this. It's really there's a bunch of them. Look at that one. Yeah, that thing's got a bunch of them up on top. And then this is the over here is the Aleppo peppers. Are nice and hot. You know, good for making chilies and stews and stuff. So those are doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm fertilizing everything with fish fertilizer. Even these blackberry plants. You know, I started dumping some fish water or fish fertilizer in there. It was this color. The whole plant was this color, and now it's turning this color. You know, and really starting to spread out. You know, so you can really tell the difference that fish fertilizer makes. Well, before I go over to the other garden, I was going to show you that. Remember, I said I had this whole cart here was filled with sunflowers. So I planted 3 trays, 45 sunflowers back there. These are kind of like backup sunflowers. But you can take a look back here where I started popping in these sunflower transplants. You know, there's 3 here. Here, they killed these. Some animal came in here, killed these 2. You know, I mean, that's what they do. You know, so that's what those backup plants are for. But you know, you can see back here. You know, there's 2. There's 3 and 4 or 5. It goes all the way back in there. You know, you can just see where all these sunflowers are going to plant in here. back in here and I see that they, they went in there and dug one of these things out, then I'll just take one of those backup plants and stick it in there. But yeah, it goes back up there, up to that little open patch there, right there, and that's where that's where it ends. But yeah, it's first year I'm planting sunflowers back here, and then as these plants grow, I think I was watching the Rusted Garden, where was it Rusted Garden, where somebody was saying that yeah, I think it was, where he said that the trick is to, if you want the big head, you have to sit there and prune the leaves off as the sunflower grows. You prune this off, so that the energy goes more towards the head rather than all the leaves. So, we'll see. These things have only been in the ground for maybe a week, so I keep an eye on them. But yeah, they're taking off. As long as the animals don't rip them out. If they do, it's the way it is. They live out here. Yeah, so I'm gonna just take a quick look over here at the other garden ones and show you what's going on over here just for a second. Okay, my handy dandy El Cheapo gate. Okay, you can see these plants have been getting pretty good size. These are all, this whole row here is all Jimmy Nardellos. You can see they're loading up, getting pretty good size, Let's see. They're getting nice and gnarly. Real gnarly peppers here. Can't wait to snap one off and taste it. I'm gonna wait till it gets red. I gave a bunch to my neighbors, and I think they've been popping them off green. They're just. But I'm gonna have patience. I'm gonna let that thing grow, get nice and red before I start snapping them off. Then that back row back there was all red Marconis. They're not. They're doing okay. Not like those Jimmy Nardellos, but they're starting to set some fruit on them. Not like the Jimmy Nardellos though. But it's going to be a long summer. We'll see what happens. And then I had problems with these slugs eating my. These are German queens down the center here, except for the last one. It's 5 German queens, and they were chewing on these tender potato leaves. So I put in that slug trap, 2 slug traps on either end of these German queens, and now that did the trick. Look, you can see, they haven't bothered it since. So it's I guess that it really works. If you got problems with slugs, just if you got problems, slugs eating up your tomato plants, just put in one of these beer traps. Look at that thing, is got all that rain. This thing is really, really overflowing. Look, here's a slug right down here. See it? I'll bet you that thing is just loaded with slugs down there. See them down there? Oh, here's another one. Let me take a look at this one once. See what's under here. And take a look. Oh yeah, look at it. Look at those slugs on there. There's another one. But I'll bet you there's a whole bunch of them swimming down the bottom of that beer. I'll have to empty that out. And then, yeah, last thing I want to talk about is, here's these, how the tomato plants over here are growing. These other tomato plants. What was this here? Oh, it's a watermelon. The one that gets the giant tomatoes on there. And I don't see any tomatoes on there yet. got some blossoms, but I don't know. Here's the San Marzano over here. The mortgage lifter is starting to take off pretty good. What's this? This is a, well, this is at Fremgen's Rhineland Glory. This one here has been in the ground a little bit longer than the one in the other garden. But yeah, she's, you know, here's 30 inches, and this would be 42. And here's another one of those Wisconsin 55s. This, look at the fruit this thing is sitting on here. All those tomatoes. This thing is, it's insane. Okay, here's a blossom. Look at these, and these. And here, oh, look at down here. There's a whole bunch down in here. And underneath. Wow, this is, I can't wait to, I hope if this is a good tasting tomato, I might, I don't know, I might be planting a lot more of these next year than you know, maybe plant more of these than the big boys. But the big boys are excellent tasting tomato. What's this one? It's another mortgage lifter. Here's oh, look at that big blossom on that thing. Oh my gosh, what is that? Coustrellet. That's that French tomato. It's supposed to be a real big tomato. And I don't see tomatoes growing on it yet. And here's another watermelon plant. Blossoms. Any tomatoes growing on that thing yet? Just a giant plant. And giant plant, lots of blossoms. You got some blossoms down there. Blossoms, but no tomatoes yet. And here's that German pink. So I had that German pink. That's putting on some fruit here. You can see, you know. And here's the other. Remember I was talked about that German pink I put in on that last video. I think that was 2 weeks ago. And look how green. See how that thing was like a real light green, and look how dark that is now. Look how dark that this German pink got. We got putting on some nice big blossoms on there. It's all that. Oh, here, look at this. It's all that fish fertilizer I'm dumping on there. And then the last plant is this Rose de Bern. So, yeah, here's 30 inches on this. And here's 42. It's just topping the 42 inch mark. Nice looking plant. Oh, here's you got the tomato growing on there already. Any more? No, just that one. No, wait, there's two. There's three. See, there's three of them. Now all we need here is some more sunshine. All we've had like the last week is solid rain, and it's kind of like on and off rain today. So yeah, that's the